So I am Brittany from Revive Physical Therapy, and I'm going to go over a few different core stability exercises with you today. So one, your core is not your six-pack abs or your obliques. Your core is actually deep down underneath. It's kind of like your own internal girdle. So for these exercises, the muscles that you're going to try to be targeting, if you focus on between your belly button and your pubic bone, this space way down here, you're going to think about kind of drawing that in towards your spine, not up, just straight in, and you will feel a little tightening right on the inside of your hip bones. You should not have any bulging outwards. You should be able to hold your breath, or not hold your breath, while you're doing this. So one of the basic exercises that we do for core stability, it's going to start laying on your back. You're going to tighten that muscle, so it's way down here is where you're tightening, okay? Kind of drawing it down towards the floor. And then as you're doing this, you're going to lift one foot up, back down, and then the other side, up and back down. This is called a core march. It's just going to be nice and slow. You should be able to continue to breathe while you're doing this, okay? Also, while you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're not shifting your weight back and forth. Your hips and your back really should not move at all. It is only at your legs that are moving, okay? The next exercise is called a fallout, okay? So same position, except now you're going to tighten those muscles again and slowly let one knee fall out to the side and back up, and then the other knee out to the side and back up. With this one, I'm going to change position so you can see a little differently. So it's out to the side and back up, and then the other knee out to the side and back up. It is more about keeping your hips and pelvis flat on the floor again. So as you're coming out, your opposite hip, so this hip over here, is going to want to rotate up off of the floor, and I do not want to let that happen. So it's just nice and slow as far as I can go, keeping my those lower tummy muscles nice and tight again. Okay. Some other exercises that we do are on all fours, okay? With this one, it's the same idea. You want to keep those tummy muscles, except now you're drawing them up towards the ceiling, okay? Again, it's still going in towards your spine, okay? But right down here, you want to focus on drawing that in and holding that, okay? If you imagine a cup on your back, you don't want it to fall off. So there's a few different variations. The easiest one is going to be just lifting a hand up and back down, and your other hand up and back down. When you do this, again, those lower tummy muscles are going to stay tight, but you do not want to have a shifting happening. So if you see me from the front, I do not want this to happen or this to happen. Okay? I should be able to stay perfectly still just because my arm is coming up. And that means that my tummy muscles are really helping to keep me stable. The next progression from there is actually lifting a leg up. So same idea, okay? You're on all fours, except now a leg is lifting. Again, it does not matter how high the leg is going, but your back should stay flat, so we don't want any of this or this rotation happening, okay? So just going to here is enough. And back down, and then the opposite side, up and back down. Again, when you're doing this, you should not be shifting. Okay, everything should be able to stay level. Those tummy muscles are tight. You lift, back down, lift, back down. And then the hardest progression for that one is combining the two. So you can do opposite leg and arm. So with this one, it would be opposite arm and leg, up, back down, up, back down. And again, you should not be shifting as you're doing this. So it should not be over here. My back should stay nice and flat as I do that. And then the last one I was going to show you is actually standing up. It's standing on one leg. So as you do that, if you think of your hip bones, you can tighten those lower tummy muscles and come up with one leg and just try to balance there. You do not want, your hip shouldn't be up really high. It shouldn't be dropping down low. These hip bones here should stay level, okay? And your tummy muscles engaged. As you're doing this, you can hold for 15-30 seconds, or you could slowly shift to the other side. And when you do this, again, the shifting, there shouldn't be a huge shift of your body over. It should just be a gentle shift up with that leg, tummy muscles tight. You'll have a little shift in weight with this, but it shouldn't be anything extreme. So you want to try to minimize all that extra motion, okay?